Hey kids, you trying to get into Segment City? Well, you really shouldn't, because Segment City is a mature podcast, and listener discretion is advised. I'm just trying to look at... I know I'm in an alleyway. I know how I look, but I got some fireworks for you kids. I got snakes and I got sparklers. That's all I got. Oh, don't give me that. Blame it on my juice, baby.
You just like that one line.
Yeah, I like, because I just kept on saying it last weekend.
Blame it on my goose, baby.
Because Annie kept on playing. Somebody took a remix of Juice by Lizzo, and they made it Goose. And
Goose.
It was over a montage of Untitled Goose Game.
Naturally.
And so I just had blame it on my goose, baby. Because she just kept on singing it to me. I was like, blame it on... And then I transferred to Juice because I think that's a little bit funnier.
But the juice is the actual...
Blame it on my juice, baby. And so I keep being like, blame it on my juice, baby.
Do you say that to your coworkers?
No.
You should.
I should?
You're like, hey, there's mistakes in this thing you worked on in your project. You're like, blame it on my juice.
Hey, just blame it on my juice. You know what? Hey,
you just give them some juice.
You've committed murder.
You've been struck by
a smooth, juicy criminal.
a smooth juicer.
Juice is a weird... Okay.
Do you take issue with juice?
Is juicy or tender a worse word to describe a human?
She juicy.
She juicy or...
She tender.
You're feeling tender today.
I feel like tender is like... She's such a tender soul.
Yeah,
like,
but that's like a metaphor. You can't do a metaphorical thing for juice.
Which one is a worse way to describe someone's soul? A juicy soul or a tender soul?
Oh, juicy is way worse. It's
soul.
dripping. Her soul's dripping, dude. Like, it's a very juicy soul. What is it juicy with? Her heart's very juicy with blood.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's juicy with love.
Tender is weird, though, because I can't think... Like, let's say it's the physical...
Tender is
you look soft. Like
I can't get past chicken.
Really?
Like something's tender. I'm like, is it the shape of a chicken tender?
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Oh, you meant like tender meat? No, I'm literally just talking about the chicken
like
tender
meat,
which
like
I guess is why
soft.
it's named that, huh?
Yeah, I guess it's very tender. The chicken tenders are the official food of Segment City.
Don't make that canon. No,
a crazy way to start up this podcast. Welcome to Segment City, everybody. My name's Will Kane.
My name's Theo Sapakos.
And we're very juicy here.
I'm tender and he's juicy.
Will Kane, juiciest boy, and
I'm Theo, your big tenderoni.
Okay, that's just... Okay. Alrighty. Theo, how you doing?
I'm all right. It's been a minute since we've recorded.
Yeah.
Sneak peek behind the curtain. Listeners don't know this, but Will's been on vacation.
Yeah.
And took a couple of weeks off of recording. We're back. We're back now with reinvigorated energy.
No spoilers for one of my segments.
I mean, I don't know what your segments are, so I don't know how to spoil something if I don't know what it is. Here's
Will's stupid thought for the week. What is the nature versus nurture aspect for people's names? Does how someone is named change who they are fundamentally? For example, I feel like every Elliot comes out of the room with glasses, a bumper sticker saying, "My child is an honor student," to hand to his mother, and either a plan for his tech company or the platform he's going to run for public office on.
Wow, savage against all of our listeners named Elliot.
Name Elliot? I don't think any of our 6 listeners. I just self-dissed, and also everyone needs to get out and tell people to listen to Segment City. But what do you feel about that?
Versus, like, do people, like, if your name's Clyde, like, do you have to be a nerd?
Yeah. Is Clyde a nerdy name?
Yeah, I don't know. It used to be.
Like, well, every Todd is...
It's definitely a pedophile.
You think... Whoa.
Spicy take, I know, but...
That was I was going to say obnoxious business major. Like...
No, that's every Brett.
Oh, that's true.
So,
like
I think...
if you were named something different, would you be fundamentally different?
What would I be... Or what if you didn't get named until your 20th birthday, in which case they gave you the The most appropriate name for your personality.
That's like how Smith is like blacksmiths.
Right.
It's like the last name. So for me, it would be like kind of funny. Like, just like a little bit funny.
That's not your profession.
Programmer? That's a bad.
Yeah.
That's a bad last name.
That would be really confusing because
there'd be a lot.
If you worked in your office and you're like, stop by Brian's desk, Brian Programmer, and right next to him sits Ryan Programmer.
Oh yeah, that would be bad. There's so many people. And so many people would share. Imagine how many Tom Teacher. Like there would be a lot of engineers. There would be there
would be way too many.
But like because I've met a few Elliots in my life, and I feel like they are the same Elliot, which is like, once again, glasses, gonna run for
I actually know an Elliot who doesn't wear glasses.
What?
I know, amazing. He's a cool guy. He's an interesting dude.
I feel like it's like you never hear about that kind of guy, and his name is like Bart.
That's because I've never once met anyone named Bart.
Bartholomew?
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 If your name was Bartholomew, would you go by Bart or Mule?
I'd go by Barf.
I'd go by Mule.
We both took the worst ones. We didn't even try. But like, is every Bob an old man?
Yes.
Is every Virginia my grandmother?
No, I know a Virginia.
You know a Virginia who isn't 90 years old?
Yeah, she's like in her 40s. She's like, a cool lady.
I've never known imagine going and being like, what are you going to name your daughter? I'm going to name her Virginia. Like the state? West Virginia.
I'm going to name my daughter Mountain Mama.
It's me, Mountain Mama. That has to be like
next into the ring, weighing in at 400
That's the
pounds.
nature versus nurture, because it's going to be someone.
Mountain Mama.
It's going like, even if it's birthed by like very small parents, that person's going to become a mountain. Like they're going to become Mountain Mama through nurture. What is like? Do people look at their babies and they say, "This"? I think this baby looks like a lot of babies, I guess, would look like an Emily based on how people name their babies.
Right here, this one looks like a.
Yep. You could you could do it, but you didn't.
I think what actually happens is people name. So the art of naming your kid is basically finding a name that hasn't been ruined for you by someone.
Ooh.
Right? Like, think about potential names that you'd want to name your child.
Like, all those people who named their child Khaleesi or Daenerys are now really rethinking their...
I mean, or, like, even, like, take a normal name. Like, take, like, Dylan.
Yep.
Like, chances are you've met someone named Dylan in your life, and you're like, I don't know if I want my child to be named that guy.
Yeah, that's the nature versus... Like, if every Dylan I've met has been, like, a nice, caring guy, though.
Okay. So
like, there are positive attributes. Like, they're not all obnoxious.
That's the thing. Like, would you name your child Ryan? I wouldn't. There's too many Ryans, and there's a lot of Ryans. There's a lot of Ryans, and like some of the Ryans that I know, I'm like, I don't know if I want to name my kid after that guy.
Yeah, I think that here's a hot take.
No sick burns against our friend Ryan. Like, this was not targeted at him.
There's no specific Ryans we were targeting. It's just a general Ryan.
I realized that after the fact.
I think, like women's fashion, girls have better names. That's my hot take. They have more interest, because when I think of boy names, I think of like, the fuck do I want to name? Arnold? I don't know that.
I think
like
girls' names.
I'm like, I have a list of girls' names that I'm like, ooh, this would be good. This would be good. This would be good. Boys' names, I'm like, do I go with Joe and continue my the family legacy?
Right. I don't know. It's like there's something to be said for that tradition. I think boys' names are a little bit more like actually good call out to fashion, right? Like, guys' clothes sort of essentially stay the same. Like, there's different variations on the same thing, but like the core names are still there, like William, Joseph, you know, like kings and presidents, right? Like, those are the ones.
George,
right?
Well, there's not a lot of Georges, but
no, there's. Oh, are you kidding me? There's a ton of Georges.
I haven't met a lot of Georges.
George, and it's and Gregory's.
Greg, I do know Gregs. I know a lot of Gregs.
Yeah.
Where
a lot of millennial baby names are really weird. I can pull up the list if you want to know the top
Is this going to be... Is this going to be? I think we should save this segment for another time because we're like 10 minutes in and
Okay,
we've just been
alright.
talking about baby names. I didn't want this one to go like super long.
Okay.
But
Well,
that will be
interesting thought.
another.
You had Will's interesting stupid thought.
Yes, that was an actually good one.
Yeah.
They're not always good.
Yep.
They're hopefully entertaining. But anyway, Theo, how about we name another segment?
Okay. So earlier, William
Yep, that's my
talking
name.
about chicken tenders.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Last night, I fell on the sword and I played the KFC dating simulator entitled "I Love You, Colonel Sanders."
Oh,
A
okay.
finger-licking good dating simulator.
Oh no! That's what the theme song was. Okay.
Welcome.
I feel like I'm on a Japanese dating show right now. This is a nightmare. Alrighty.
I will tell you this, Colonel Sanders, he hunky as fuck.
Is he hot? Okay, I don't know a lot about this game.
About this game.
Okay,
And then I will tell you my experience. I played through it. It took about 2 hours.
Okay.
I'll get into my experience after we read through the about this game.
Okay.
From the same people who brought you the bucket of chicken comes the world's first Colonel Sanders dating simulator.
It used to be a wooden pail
This is
of
officially
chicken.
published by KFC. This is not a fan creation.
yeah.
This is canon info.
Oh, I know. I know that at least.
I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-looking good dating simulators follows you, a promising culinary student, as you try to date your classmate, Colonel Sanders.
Wait, he's the classmate? He's not like... It's not like Fire Emblem Houses where it's the teacher?
He's your classmate.
He has
Throughout
white
your
hair?
journey, you'll be faced with life-changing decisions that will affect your chances of friendship and love. But be careful. Your choices have real consequences and with real animated characters' feelings at stake.
You could do the chicken wrong. It would be underdone. You might get salmonella.
Do you have what it takes to survive culinary school? Will Colonel Sanders choose you to be his business partner, or maybe even so much more?
Oh my god.
Find out in the most finger-licking good dating simulator ever created, a game that KFC actually made. Features 9 lovable characters, multiple hours of playthrough, dateable Colonel Sanders, a secret ending, secret recipes, cooking battle battles.
Oh, you get to fight
Earn a
people.
degree from a fictionary culinary school, 11 herbs and spices, cute miniature food. Officially created by KFC. No, really.
Okay, alrighty.
So, my short notes. So, you're a student at the University of Cooking School Academy of Learning.
The Academy...
University
Repeat that.
of Cooking School
University of Cooking School.
Academy for Learning.
Academy for Learning. That's 3 different ways to say school.
Yep.
Okay, they're
You're at School of Cooking School.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm at I'm at Bad Boys Co. Incorporated LLC.
So, you are attending this school. It's a 3-day semester.
Okay, yeah, as they are.
Because their
This is a crash
development
course.
budget was probably very tight, and we only have time for 3 days.
This is University of Phoenix, yeah.
The characters are your best friend Miriam, who's like a nerdy, awkward type.
Classic.
You have the 2 rivals, who's named Ashley, who's spelled
Ashley?
with a lot of extra characters.
Okay.
And Van the Man.
Wait, I want to play as him.
You can't play as him.
Fuck.
He's amazing.
He's Van the Man.
There's the Colonel Sanders, obviously.
Yeah,
he's your classmate.
Yeah, he's
You have the auxiliary characters of Pop and Clank, who is a robot.
like Ratchet and Clank.
He looks like an oven.
Okay.
And then there's Sprinkles the dog, who is your professor.
Oh, wait, this is the phone. I'm holding it right now.
Yep. I can
The
show you
dog
a
is the
picture if you'd
professor?
like. Yeah, so you basically so they describe it as a dating sim. The goal is actually just to date Colonel Sanders. There's no multiple dating options. It's only Colonel Sanders. And
That seems lame to me.
it's either you date him or you lose.
What? Oh, fuck that.
Like the date, it's an advertisement. Will.
I know,
it's
but
an
still-
advertisement.
They do bring... I want to date Van.
So the basic plot is you arrive at the school, you notice Colonel Sanders is there, you go
He's
through
fucking hunky, yeah.
You go through days of cooking,
Yeah.
you try to woo him, you realize he's the best. There's a lot of pros about how he's hunky and amazing. You fight a flying spork monster. You cook a final
Flying
dish.
Spork Monster, that must have been like a dream come true for you that a boss monster is a spork.
Then I could kick it in the
You
face.
could
Yeah,
kick in
it
the
was
face.
great. And eventually you find love in Colonel Sanders, and it's amazing.
Is it?
It is. So let me read
How many times did you come?
Check, please. So I want to read you. I took some screenshots just of like hilarious quotes.
Okay.
Like one time you're on the campus. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the man. Stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair.
Oh my fucking
No lie,
God.
they're rocking glutes.
Oh my God. Wait, I want Van. Can
Can I show you a picture of Van?
Oh, please do. I want to see
Here's
this
a
rocking
picture
glutes.
of Van.
Oh my God! Oh!
He is everything.
He looks like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character.
It's amazing.
It's
Look at what is that shirt? What is he wearing?
I can't believe
It's like
you're
an-
looking at his shirt
So
and
he-
not at his hat.
His shirt is an apron, I realized later. It's an apron
Oh.
without a shirt underneath
He
it, so
has-
you just see his
Oh,
hunky
his-
bod underneath it.
And he has a leather jacket. He has a hat that looks like a
No,
shooting
that's his
star.
hair.
That's just his hair?
That, my friend, is a star shape of hair with red, white, and blue.
Boy's dummy thick.
Boy is thick.
He's thick with muscle. Oh my goodness.
Amazing. Let's see.
I love him.
Here's some. So Colonel Sanders was constantly spouting these like really annoying like philosophical lines. So like here's one.
Sometimes
Colonel
you
Sanders-
pluck the chicken, and sometimes the chicken plucks you. Excuse me?
In either case, you say buck.
Sometimes when you slaughter the chicken. Wait.
So here's one. Colonel Sanders says, "I've only had 2 rules. Do all you can and do it the best you can. It's the only way you ever get that feeling of accomplishing something."
Oh
He's
my
like,
God. Yeah, he's
annoying.
like, is he? He seems like just a boring anime protagonist. I would
is.
love if he was just like a super interesting, like, I have this power to make the most delicious fried chicken, but I can't use it,
Yeah.
or else the world will end.
So there's parts where you taste his food and
Of course you do.
it
tastes more than just his food.
transports you to another dimension. It shows you this screen.
So it's just a
It's
galaxy.
just a shot of a galaxy, and it's like you're transported to another dimension.
A place of sight.
You are forever lost in the land of tender fried chicken bliss. Your mind dissolves. There is no will now. There is only herbs and spices.
Jesus Christ.
It's amazing.
You've been dominated by the Colonel. You'll do anything for him just to get one more finger-licking good
Oh, there was one
tender.
really good bit where, so you're presented with, so Colonel Sanders says, so it's alone for the first time, you figured now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him.
And more
the
than your
options
personality.
are, neg him to show your own
Penis.
strength, wow him with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up, or be modest and thoughtful. So I picked neg him to show your own strength.
Yeah.
Because why not? And the game goes, hey, Theo, you saw this game was called a dating sim, right? If that's your idea of dating, this is not the game for you.
Jesus Christ. One, I feel
Fourth
like
wall broken
I
immediately.
feel like that's a good message, but also stop railroading me, game. I want to be an asshole. I want to be Van the man.
I want to be Van the man. Do you want to see how hunky the Colonel is?
Is he muscular? I saw a screenshot
He's a
and
solid
oh my
hunk.
God! So they just animated the fuck out of
Yep.
him. He's just like he's got the fucking frame glasses.
Got the
and he's
finger
like,
guy who's winking at you.
yeah. I've played enough dating sims to know
And
that
here's the
anime
here's
boy.
the spork monster. It's
Oh, that's like from
it's like a blob,
Spirited
a floating
Away,
blob,
like-
and it's got forks sticking out of it. So you have to
Damn.
do a battle simulator, and
You
Colonel
fucking
Sanders
murder
whips
it.
out his chicken staff,
Oh my
and
God!
he whacks him with it.
Look how fucking hunky he is,
Dude, Colonel Sanders, low key hunk. So obviously, I played the game through
Mm-hmm.
to
How long is it? Is like
it's like 2 hours.
really? I
Yeah.
thought it was only gonna be like an hour.
Yeah, no, it's like at one point Colonel Sanders rides a horse. Also, by the way,
Okay, that's what I love.
he shows up to class on a pony.
And he's like, howdy. I'm about to cook this horse, too.
So, in any case, it was great, and I recommend anybody get a group of friends together and play I Love You, Colonel Sanders, because it's a good, funny time.
I feel it. So this goes with the general trend of advertising where big corporations are trying to seem approachable.
Where they're just like, hey, we like memes too.
We're kids, too. We're Hello, fellow kids. It's not us, a big faceless corporation. It's me, the cool Wendy's Twitter.
Yep.
That makes jokes and roasts people.
And some people get it more than others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this seems kind of like that, but it's also fun. Like,
It's also fun.
I feel so, like, mixed.
I love how goofy, and it doesn't take itself seriously at all.
No.
It's like, hey, we're an advertisement, and you want to play this advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
I might
very
play it.
fun. I would if you... It's good enough to play. It's free. Yeah, it's free.
Is it on Steam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check
It's
it
free
out,
on
I guess.
Steam. Everybody...
I guess we're corporate shills now.
Yeah,
KFC,
hey, KFC.
finger looking good. Haven't been there since in like multiple
My
years.
roommate was watching me play, and she was like, "Now I actually want KFC," and I was like, "No, that's not supposed
No.
to be how this works."
It's working though.
It's working though.
The advertisements.
We're here talking about chicken.
Theo, this next segment by me has no finger looking good chicken. It does have hunky
I'm out.
boys.
Oh,
Me.
Oh.
Because it's a real life story.
do you wear in this story? Do you wear an apron with no shirt underneath, like Van the Man?
Aren't we always not wearing a shirt underneath our shirt?
We're all Van the Man.
We're all naked underneath.
Oh my god!
And now let me give you the naked truth about my
I've
trip.
been Van the whole time.
I'm going to bore everybody with my this is not a boring story. I went to Calgary in Alberta, Canada,
Alberta.
and Banff National Park on a little week-long vacation. I just wanted to give everybody a few stories that I thought were very funny.
Okay.
So, my flight there was at 6 a.m. our time, Eastern
Yikes.
time. Yep. I woke up at 3 a.m.
Gross.
Got on the plane, went to my connecting flight was in Denver. The trip was me, my brother, Ian, and his college roommate and the college roommate's girlfriend. I met the college roommate and the girlfriend at the Denver International Airport because they live in Denver.
Cool.
So I see them. I'm like, hey, we're on the same flight. I'm like, oh, that's sick. Awesome. And they're like, hey, the boyfriend's like, or the roommate is like, look at my passport. Isn't this wacky? It went through the wash. And I was like,
Ooh.
is that going to
Are you going to be able
get
to
through
cross international borders with that?
And he's like, it's fine. It was not fine. He didn't go on the flight.
What?
So
they wouldn't let him on?
Yes, they refused to let him on, and I got a text message on the flight being like, yep, we're not going. This is bad because they were planning the entire trip.
Holy shit.
So the rental car was in his name.
Oh my God.
At least the place was in my brother's name, like all our Airbnbs.
So did they have to like call and let them know like, hey, we can't make it, but our friends are coming?
They didn't allow that. You can't like transfer rental cars.
What?
So we just had to get our own rental car. So it was me and my brother for the whole week.
Oh my
and
God.
we just had to every night and like every morning, we just were like, what are we going to do today? And we just planned it. But it turned out to be a very nice vacation. We spent
So who ended up being there? Just you and your
just
brother?
me and my brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't
So it
realize
was just
that.
like brother vacation.
All right.
It was supposed to be 4 people and it was 2. I was supposed to sleep on the couch. I was like a hanger on and now I got like the
You're
big
like
beds.
primo beds.
Primo beds, but it's like I have to pay more because
it
we
was
still
split.
made them pay a third of it.
So they split 1/3. I see.
Yeah, because it's like that fucks us over if
Yeah.
they just didn't pay for anything because it was their mess up. Like it wasn't on us.
Yeah, that's wild. At what point did it go through the wash? Like, was this
I don't know.
like, could he have gotten this replaced like a while ago?
Probably. Like he's never used it is the thing.
Yeah.
We spent.
That's like such a millennial attitude of like,
Oh,
look at
it'll
this
be
wacky
fine.
thing. This is goofy. And it's like, no, there are strict regulations in place. This is not a goofy thing.
This is fine.
No, it's not.
So we had 2 days in Calgary, and then we had 3-ish days in Banff National Park, and then we went back to Calgary.
Gorgeous.
Calgary is a weird place because it was formed in like the 1890s, and it was like Mounties that just like made a fort there to like ride off whiskey
We'll stay
traders.
here.
So we did like a Fort Calgary thing, which was neat. Then we went to Banff, and Banff was beautiful, but it's also in bear country, and you never realize how afraid of bears you are until the prospect of being attacked by bears is all too real. Like, so we bought bear spray.
Wait, there's bear spray?
There's bear spray. It's
Holy
like super
bear
mace.
spray, Batman.
It's like classified as a weapon.
Holy shit. So you just carry it around if you see a bear, you spray it at them?
Carried it in my cargo, like in a holster, basically.
Oh my god.
Like cargo
What is
shorts,
it?
and I
Is
was,
it just
ready.
like concentrated mace?
Yeah, it's just like super fucking noxious stuff. Like
Oh
you
my
could
God.
probably like destroy somebody with it.
Would the bear die?
No, they would just run away. But I was afraid of grizzly bears. Not afraid of black bears that much. I would
No,
probably be like, if
black bears-
there's children, like baby cubs. But we went on one of the days to Lake Louise, which was a lovely, like its most scenic place, fucking covered in tourists. But the moment you get like anywhere into it, like no, it thins out.
Thins out, yeah.
So my brother and I did this trail of 6 glaciers, which ends in a tea house. But we did it in the morning, and it was like so foggy that it was like you could see just around you.
Wow.
Like, so I was like, this is fucking primo bear ambush area. Like, I am afraid of bears.
They
so,
are stalking us.
So I
from
was like,
the woods.
I would sing nervously just to
God.
like just make noise so the bears know that we're there, because that's one of the things they tell you.
And your brother was just like, I have to listen to you sing this entire way.
Listen, he was making different noises because my brother, that boy needs to get his gastrointestinal house in order, because that boy was farting so much.
Why did you buy the bear spray? You already had your
I
own
could have just had
weaponized
him-
person in front
I
of you.
legitimately refused to let him walk in front of me because he kept my brother. I love my brother. He is sometimes very embarrassing because he would fart even when there are other hikers in earshot, which is the grossest shit.
You're supposed to wait until you're like maybe 50
Make it
feet.
silent, like
Yeah.
anything.
Make
But
it silent. Turn
make it
yourself
silent.
Put yourself on silent.
Yeah, put yourself on silent, please. But he was just like tooting. He's like, oh, that's a lot. Like, you fucking idiot. He's like, must have been that pizza we ate yesterday. And I'm like, no, it wasn't that.
And when you're moving your body, it's just a stream.
Yeah, it just is going. But we eventually got to Lee's tea house, and it was lovely. And then we went like a different path, and we found another Lake Agnes. And then we went down a path to the lake. And that path down was like steep, but it wasn't bad. And along the way, we saw people, when you go on there are certain people that you're like, these people are hikers. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Then there are the people that were tourists.
Like,
and you definitely knew they didn't know what they're doing.
You look at their shoes, and you're like,
no,
y'all didn't plan for this.
There was like old people. There was people with babies.
Yep.
And my favorite 2 groups of people was there was this group of teenage girls, and one of them just fucking had a microphone on her back and just was blaring country music.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, fucking idiot.
The worst
and then
kind of tourist ever.
Another one was this lady who just is like huffing and puffing, and she's just like, so how much farther to the lake? And we're like, you're about halfway, and she just goes, ugh. She just keeps going. And it was
Like,
great.
lady, if you wanted to sit around by a pool, don't come to Banff.
Yeah, don't come to Banff. But Banff was beautiful, and then we went back to Calgary, and we took a day trip on Friday to 2 of my favorite museums I've ever been to. The first one was the world famous Gopher Hole Museum.
Couldn't have been that world famous. I'd never heard of it.
It's it's one little shack.
Yep.
In a town with 6 streets, and it is just taxidermied gophers in little modules in scenes of local town life.
I love it.
And I can show you pictures.
Art is a reflection of people's mind, what's on their mind, and
let me actually show you a picture of this. But it was beautiful, and it's world famous because PETA sent in a bunch of letters in like the 1990s when they were making this, basically being like, don't
stop.
Don't do this. But that there are people from California who have no concept of gophers, because gophers are just like pests, basically.
Yeah.
Like nobody cares about gophers.
Yeah, they're just
except
everywhere.
for people in PETA. So there was things like this, which I'm showing to Theo. Theo, please describe it.
It's a church scene. There's a gopher dressed as a pastor. There's a gopher hanging by a rope from the ceiling that's dressed as an angel, and there's someone there's a gopher in the corner dressed in a robe that's asleep. And it's got a thing. It's got a speech bubble saying Z Z Z Amen Z Z Z. I love it.
So there's like a bunch of these. Like there's a beauty parlor one. There's just so many fucking great ones. But they have a binder of the PETA letters on display as one of the displays, as the biggest fuck yous to PETA. And most of them have the same like wording, because you could tell PETA was like, hey, boycott this.
Yeah.
But there are a few in support, which I just love, or like joke ones. So here's one. The title is Rat Museum. Dear Mrs. Wilson, I'm protesting here against your idea of making a museum of rats. Please let the rats alive and free. Yours faithfully.
Let the lives alive and free.
Dear Gopher and Gopher Associates, enclosed is a check for the amount of $5 to be used in support of your holistic and holy humor. It is a refreshing change to find a community that does not take itself or even its problems too seriously. The article about your humorous and delightful response to the plague of rodents, both four-legged and two, in my local newspaper was a ray of sunshine within the otherwise dreary and depressing litany of horror and sorrow. I read with regret and disapproval of animal rights activists. Certainly there are many instances of animal abuse to which might legitimately and zealously address themselves. Attacking your outpost of whimsy makes them look petty and ridiculous and has diminished their credibility in my eyes at least. I would be grateful to receive a postal card from your facility, especially one with the "Boy, am I stuffed" Gopher and or a catalog of Gopher art. If not already in the works, might I suggest a 12-month calendar featuring a tableau of each month. Best wishes, Gopher Broke.
Gopher Broke.
They had a gift shop. It was $2 to get in.
$2? That's
$2.
It? Amazing.
And everything, like, they had a little gift shop, and one of the things, I got my girlfriend a bookmark that says, like, I always go for a good book.
Okay.
And then my brother got
cringy,
a thing
for
that
sure.
was in a pill bottle and it said, "Go for stool sample," and you open it up, and it's just a little stool. It's a little wooden stool, and I loved it.
I love it.
And they had every fire hydrant in the town was painted like a gopher.
Oh, nice.
And they gave me this thing, which is fucking lore.
It's lore?
They have lore.
They have
there
lore
are
building?
characters.
Oh
All right.
my God.
I'm just going to read like one or two. Tubby is the comedian of the Gopher clan.
Oh my God.
At family gathering, he's the one with the lampshade on his head, surrounded by smiling faces. Tubby is the opposite of his rather quiet, subdued brother, Clem, who stands at the entrance of the town, watching visitors as they pass by. There is 12.
I love it.
They are all interconnected. They are all related. They are all part of the Gopher
This is such a good,
clan.
like, small town pride.
It's
like,
so
it's
fucking
so
great.
wholesome.
Also, they had a pizza place that was Pizza and Amore, eh?
Oh.
Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
But that's the fun museum. And then we went to the Royal Tyrrell Museum, which is a dinosaur museum.
Is it good?
It was fucking great.
Isn't Canada filled with dinosaurs? There's like a lot
That
of...
place in particular, the reason they have the museum there is because they found a lot of fossils.
Yeah, they found a lot of fossils. That's
And
like a
they're
hotbed for
there.
it.
That was probably the best in terms of quality.
Yeah.
In terms of good story, Gopher Hole Museum.
Gopher-
It's fucking amazing.
Like, all these years of science and discovery, Gopher Museum.
I would recommend both of them. That's a
Okay,
beautiful
you can
day
do both.
trip.
You can do both.
And then we went to the Glenbow Museum just because we had an extra day. And that was a pretty nice museum, except it was really weird because the first floor was art, which is like cool.
Okay.
Second floor was local history.
Okay.
And then third floor was like miscellaneous, basically.
That's like they had a PTA meeting about, like, what should we do with this museum? And then, like, different people, they're like different factions, mean like art museum, history museum, and it's like
miscellaneous.
I have a cool dog.
What about warfare? Let's have a bunch of swords. Like, that was one of the things. And it was like, what? Next to a exhibit that was like,
I guess we could just do it all.
portraits of women drawn by women in different time periods,
Okay.
which kind of gives you a history of, like, because being an artist was weird back then.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would recommend Glenbow. I would recommend Gopher Hole Museum and Royal Tyrrell if you ever go to Calgary. Calgary is a weird place, though.
And I would recommend
Banff is beautiful.
Nice. Recommend having a good passport too.
Yes. It's weird because I never heard of Banff before I told people, and they're
Yeah, you
like,
asked me,
that's
should
on my bucket
you're like-
list.
You're like, should I go on this trip? And I was like, are you going to Banff? And you're like, yeah, that's the way. I'm like, yes, you should absolutely go on this trip.
It's weird to do things that are on other people's bucket lists.
Right.
But anyway.
It's like, I guess I'll go on this thing. And then someone's like, I've been dying to do that.
Yeah.
And you're like, I guess.
I'm like, I guess I'll do that.
yeah.
All right. So that's the end of my story. Go for a home
Very
museum.
good. Go for broke.
Go for broke.
Go for broke with it. William, I asked you
Yes.
about a versus battle.
You've created a versus.
A battle of the verses.
In this segment, Theo gave me a pitch this time.
I did.
He gave me. We basically both have to base a pitch off of a question or a prompt.
Yes. So my prompt was create a truck similar to a food truck that runs a business out of it.
Yes.
and come up with an idea for that.
Yeah, I want you to go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, because you always make me go first.
Oh, I do? I didn't realize that. All right. Millennials like brunch. but they also like beer.
Millennials like brunch. Millennials like beer.
Brewery truck.
Brewery truck. Do they brew their own?
They brew it in the truck.
Whenever I go to a brewery, they have those big fucking tankers.
It's only one of those.
You just ride around in it. And they have an escape hatch. They have that's like nitro for them. They're like, we gotta get out of here. And they just
it's nitro brewed. It's nitro brewed and powered by nitro.
We gotta get out of here.
We gotta get out of here. No, it could be a bunch of different kinds.
If it crashes, then it's gonna be just like beer, and all the millennials are like, yes, and they're drinking off the streets. Is that your?
That's my idea.
That's just
brewery
your whole
truck.
Is brewery truck? So you would just
beer
go
in
there.
A truck.
You would watch it. That'd be a short brewery tour.
Like, you know, a lot of breweries have spaces where you can like play board games and stuff. Like,
yeah,
you go in the truck and they're like, we have one seat if you'd like to play a game of solitaire.
We could do that.
We could do that. Everybody else has to wait outside though while you do that. So
yeah, so we only have limited space. Also, the staff is all in here. It's very warm.
Yeah, it's really warm, and we'll all watch you play, but you're expected to leave afterwards.
Mm-hmm. All right, I like that. Yep. I think I would actually do that.
I think
it would be fun.
So I think it would be a funny idea. I don't think it would actually work because of like liquor laws, but
absolutely not. But
I'd like to do a brewery tour of a truck. Be like, wow, you know.
So here's the exhaust pipe. Here's
as someone says during every brewery tour, this is quite the operation.
This is quite the little operation, literal operation here. All right, Theo,
you got an idea for me?
I've got an idea for you. It's a food truck. It's a truck where they make food trucks.
It's a truck where they make, so they
make food trucks, and then it kind of, I don't know if it would be behind it or if it would just like slide out. Like it was being birthed from the other truck.
Does it produce whole food trucks or just parts?
Oh, whole food trucks.
Like smaller versions or equally sized? It doesn't make any sense. Like it gets just like progressively smaller and smaller, like babushka food trucks.
Until it's a tiny little slap.
You know how many food trucks we can fit in this bad boy? Slaps roof.
That's basically what I thought. I don't know if they would like stop in a place and just build a food truck. Like they go to places that want food trucks. But
well, that's
nobody
the whole
has
point.
Trucks.
I see. You'd go to a city where they're like food trucks aren't a thing yet, and they build it and drop it off, and then go to the next one.
Yeah,
I love it. And you just have to find a couple of people who are like, we don't really know what to do with our lives, but I guess we could start this food truck
that know enough about automotive.
Amazing. I love it. I love the idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I gotta say.
I wouldn't want to work in the food truck.
No,
because you'd basically just be like an engineer.
Yeah, you're just an engineer, but it's also proof that you can make a good food truck is the food truck that you go around in. The truck to make the food trucks is well designed.
So it would spit out trucks that were ready to serve food, not trucks that were ready to make more food trucks.
It's this is how the truck apocalypse happened. This is how we get full Mad Max.
No, this is like people that go to college and they get a degree in anthropology.
Yeah,
because the only thing they can do is go and teach anthropology. like it's like the same thing, like self-fulfilling.
Yeah, it is. It's just they're making more food trucks to make more food trucks until all we have is food trucks.
Until you look at it and you're like, there's only food trucks.
There's only food trucks here.
I remember back in the days before the great food truck wars.
Oh, God.
Okay, I have a couple more, Will.
Okay.
Just small ones. One thing I hate doing, when I know I need to go get a haircut, I hate walking to get my haircut.
Barber?
Like a barber truck.
Comes to your house. Huh.
Because you know in the morning when you're like, all right, today I gotta go get my haircut.
Yeah.
And you're not going to shower because you shower after your haircut.
Yeah.
So you have to do that weird like commute to the haircut place where like you have to like walk past everybody and your hair looks all terrible.
Yeah.
So instead, haircut truck comes to you.
Do you have to call them? Is it one seat or is it multiple seats?
No, it's roaming around the neighborhood like an ice cream truck.
You have to wave it down.
You're like, hey.
Oh my God, wait.
Like you hear the song and you go running out of your house like shit, I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah, it would just have the little swirly thing on the front. What would be the jingle?
I don't know.
When the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie, I'm a barber.
I'm a barber. You really shoehorned that in there. Oh God. Probably some Sweeney Todd shit.
Yeah. Wait, see, just dump it underneath the truck and just get caught in the wheels.
It just dumps out the hair.
There's another truck below it that's a pie shop.
Oh God. It's like a double-decker bus in Europe, and you go up to the top and you get your haircut, and you go to the bottom to get your pies.
Yep. But it's made out of people. That's the whole thing.
Oh, gross.
I got one for you.
Yep. I like the Sweeney Todd truck idea a lot. That's very funny. Also, what if you were getting your hair cut in the truck and the truck started moving and they all fucked up your haircut?
That's true.
It's not your fault, but I want my money back.
Here's one.
Yep.
Church truck.
Now I said to the people, it's time
Just
to go to church. What?
He keeps moving.
Come on, Timmy, get a jog on. We got to keep up with the pastor.
Keep up with the. Oh, I was gonna say Bible study where you don't exactly go to it. It comes to you specifically to kidnap you.
I'm imagining communion, and he's like throwing bread at people from out behind the truck. It's like Gandhi in a parade, but he's throwing like wafers and like wine.
His congregation is like 5 people who
just
fit in the truck, and then there's the organ. It's the big organ.
He's got like a squirt gun for the wine, and he's like spraying people in the.
Now, is he doing drive-by, or does he stop and like just like have people file in and like
You gotta have them file in.
have like one set of pews? They're just sitting there like.
Who would be driving the truck?
Oh, a nun.
A nun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe an altar boy.
Yeah. An altar boy who was like, I'm not ready to drive yet.
Father Thomas, I can't reach the pedals.
Now shut up, I got preaching to do.
Keep this thing steady. I gotta get the. Gotta throw these communion wafers out.
Oh gosh.
Do you have another one?
I had another one, but it's not that great. Just a dentist truck.
Oh, actually, I think I told this to Annie, and I think she suggested dentist truck.
Really?
But that is also, I wouldn't want to go to a dentist truck.
No, I wouldn't either. What if they pull out the wrong tooth?
Or if they're still driving while they're
like,
in the mouth. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
They're like say and you're like, oh.
It's like an EMT for teeth. Like, your teeth are so bad, we gotta get you in.
We gotta go. Get them in now. Go.
We gotta get them in.
Oh God.
I think we got some good ones. My main one is still the food truck.
I like the church truck a lot too.
The church truck is good.
Yep.
I think we're all winners in this one. I might do a poll of the
no more brick and mortar stores, only trucks.
Amazon, but a truck. They already do that.
I think
Never
they already
mind,
do that.
that's delivery trucks. Shit.
Comic shop, but truck. It comes to you.
Let me think. DMV truck.
DMV truck.
DMV truck.
You're like sitting in line, and there's only like 3 people next to you, and you're still fucking never getting called. And you're like, who is being held right now? There's only 4 of us in this place.
You're still in the thing, and it starts moving. You're like, wait. No. You have to take the driving test in the truck.
No, the most DMV shit would be if you got in the truck and then you got out of the truck when you're done with your business and you weren't where you started and you had to like go find your car. You're like, what the hell happened here?
Don't even know.
I
don't even know where all the time went for this episode of Segment City.
Oh my gosh, is it time?
We're at the end of this episode of Segment City.
We need a podcast truck so we can bring it to them.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of Segment City. Remember, if you like the show, give us a rating. Give us some star ratings on iTunes.
Tell a friend.
Please recommend us. This is how we keep the podcast going. We love seeing new listeners.
That's right, we do.
Hit up our Twitter at Segment City. Look at our YouTube channel, Segment City, and hit up our email if you want to suggest a segment, segmentcitypodcast at gmail.com.
The Gmail.
Gmail.
That's all we got time for today, Will.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Big shout out to Rachel Robinson. Thank you, Rachel, for our intro music.
Yes.
And
Don't know how we could do it without. It's very good.
It
People
is
give
good.
me compliments on it, even though I
it
didn't
makes
do
us
it.
look professional when secret, we're not.
Oh, I mean, they listen to this whole show, presumably, so they know.
They know.
All right. I think that's about it, Theo. I want to tell the people I love you all, and I hope you had a spooky Halloween.
Whoa, time warp.
Time warp.
Time warp.
Welcome to the time warp. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.